Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are going to be playing some more Zippee. And yeah, Zippee, I mean, I say it every game, but I'll say it again, best hero in the game. So yeah. So we're going to start off with, we start off with a roll the dice, which hits a mouse. Then we come up upon a pretty interesting shop. We definitely want the Cindy, but there's also a shard plus a baby root in the shop. And like the only option we really have is to, we could either roll and just see if we find something to lock, or we could sell the baby root, or sell for the baby root and shard it, and that's what we end up doing. I think, like, we end up with the same amount of stats on the board technically. Well, not necessarily the same, because Billy Gruff is of course bigger and does facilitate the draw on that fight. But we still have an extra +1/+1. But this way we get one extra Cindy progress. And here, I struggle to buy the Polywoggle, just because like having a 1/1 on the board with no support with Zippee is like pretty bad. You want to conserve your health total as much as possible. I think the play there was actually to take the free roll, and unfortunately we do get demolished by Pup, who had 6 characters plus a full backline of supports. So yeah, taking the 1/1 was definitely not the best there. I would have been much happier to like roll and take a tiny or something. But we might end up with just like less HP than we have currently after taking 8 in that one fight, which is a lot. And then once again we take a huge chunk of damage from this Waddle, who is has a very strong board. And our board is pretty weak, but those were like exceptionally strong 2.1, 2.2, and 3.0 boards. So yeah, being at 22 on 3.1 is definitely not where you want to be, but it is a risk that you run as Zippee, because you basically don't have a hero power until you get your first evil twin. So like you need to be able to play as much tempo as possible, and like to that end, like I shouldn't have taken the Polywoggle. Just like adding a 1/1 onto the board just doesn't help me here. Fortunately, Murte here does have a black cat, which gets double summons 2 more cats, and allows us to get our evil twin exactly on 3.2 here, which is really, really nice of them. So yeah, we could just, like, if we could roll down and try and find a sleeping princess for a decent power spike, or we could just hold this and basically just hope to get a pair of 4s next turn. Crown of Alice is really good. That would open up the amount of things that we can evil twin on for. But I mean, at 22 health, I think we just want to take the Ring of Regen, just to try and pad our life total a little bit here. But yeah, Crown is generally a pretty premium treasure on Zippee. Unfortunately, opponent has Baby Dragon here, which takes out a lot of power from our Shadow Assassins there. We do take out the golden character, but we do end up losing the fight here. So minimizing damage at least, but we are at 19 even after this Ring of Regen tick. There's a Medusa. I suppose we want to take that, since we're lacking stats and we need to find a way to take out characters so we can actually get our evil twins going. All right, there's some amount of stats at least. We jam this friendly spirit onto our board, and we're going to evil twin it immediately. I mean, getting a pair of friendly spirits is always decent on 4.0, and we're going to lock the other Medusa here and just hope that we can scam a little bit. Opponent's backline is like pretty non-existent here, but unfortunately their front line is just a little bit too big for us, and we do end up taking another pretty large hit. Drop down to 11, go up to 12 with the Ring of Regen. We do pick up another Medusa here though, so hopefully that'll allow us to scam a little bit. I think we want the level 4 treasure, so we are going to triple this Medusa. You don't always want to triple the Medusa, but I think in this spot, just getting some extra stats on board via a treasure is pretty important. I think the Helm is probably the best treasure here, but we're going to take the Moonsong Horn, just because I can't really get to a spot where I can cut the Mim here. So we need to, and again, the +10/+10 going on the Mim just doesn't really help us that much. So we just go for the Moonsong Horn, which also offers a decent amount of stats. And we are going to take a roll just with the spell cost reduction. We're hoping to find a spell to cast, and we do. We get a Blaze of Glory there for our Shadow Assassin. So yeah, the Fates has a summoning portal and a golden godmother here on 4.1, which is absolutely ludicrous. So we drop down to 5 and go up to 6 with the Ring of Regen. We would be at like 1 without this ring, but we did get our second evil twin, which allows us to triple this friendly spirit. So hopefully that'll be the power spike that helps us. We also got a Ring of Swords, which is generally pretty good. And there's a copycat in the shop, so we just decided to jam that. Yeah, I mean, if we can double dip on this golden friendly spirit, then that can hopefully give us enough stats to get some, or to win some combats here. And otherwise we just die. Also, there's a lightning dragon in the shop, so we just take that. Since lightning dragon with 2 toughness is likely, or 3 toughness now, is likely to trade off with whatever's in their backline, that means that Copycat is still going to get the first attack, and also we can position this Medusa in spot 5, which we do here. And yeah, we make pretty short work of this Zelhua, thankfully, knocking them out. So it's not an 8th for sure, but not a 7th either, as Gwen gets knocked out at the same time here. And yeah, I mean, Wombats goes great with the with multiple friendly spirit stats being thrown around. Hopefully we can just get a bunch of stats onto the Wombats and then have that pop out a very large unit. Also works well behind the Copycat, which like, it's a little bit awkward to have Medusa in spot 7 here, but I mean, the value that we get from this Copycat I think makes it worth it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. We definitely don't want to have it up front, otherwise it just gets attacked into immediately. At least if there's two different shots for the friendly spirit stats to go onto the Medusa, which can make it big enough for it to take a hit and survive. All right, running out of time here, unfortunately, and we don't really find a whole ton this turn, so we just throw a magic research onto the friendly spirit. Hope that's enough. Once again, there's another lightning dragon there, but unfortunately it does hit the wombat. So I mean, we don't get value out of the wombats from the Copycat, but we do get the friendly spirit stats, which is really important. Allows us to win the fight. And position 7 Medusa does get to attack, and we knock out another player. So we're top 4. After dropping down super low, we are into the top 4 here. As I mean, we know that a lot of other opponents are very strong, or at least we're very strong. So that's definitely concerning. Now, I mean, now we've got no easy fights from here, so that's something that we have to be concerned about. A soul attack here is fine for a turn, I think. Also, yeah, we found our triple for the wombats, which is fantastic. We need more an upgraded Copycat if we can get it. But all right, so the choice here was between Sword of Fire and Ice and Drax Saber, and like we're kind of expecting this lightning dragon to be able to trade with something early. So I think the anthem effect, or the +1/+1 on the whole board from the lightning dragon trading is makes the Drax Saber a little bit more worth it. Also, putting extra stats onto the friendly spirit immediately is really good. We get some soul attack value there, as they do have Doom Breath. We pop out a very large River Wish from our Wombats, which is fantastic. Our friendly spirit stats do go on to the Wombats there, and yeah, we end up with a pretty big Medusa and Wombats there to win the fight pretty decisively. But yeah, that was a pretty clutch Mix-a-Wizzle to get that soul attack for the turn, actually. All right, we find another Copycat. So again, if we can upgrade this Copycat, then potentially we can get a decent power spike from that, from being able to double up on those last breath triggers. Just trying to figure out exactly what Fates has. I don't necessarily recall what their board was, but apparently we're gonna go for a lightning bolt as well as have our lightning dragon here. And there's a pair of friendly spirits. We do have an evil twin. So I think we're actually going to take it. Like the 7/6, we're playing a 7/6 Shadow Assassin in 4 right now, and there's friendly spirit just has to be better by a fair amount here. Unfortunately, our Medusa does get smited there, but we get our first Copycat attack, which gives us a bunch of value, and our second Copycat attack, giving us a second Wombat summon. The first Wombat summoned a pretty big Good Witch there, which did support the friendly spirit, so that helped out. And yeah, this is the summoning portal player, and fortunately we did manage to take them out relatively easily, I would say. We get a second friendly spirit from our evil twin that showed up in the shop. I mean, we might just use this other one if we don't find the triple this turn. A little bit regretting the not taking the crown early, but I mean, we might be dead without that ring of regen earlier as well. So not regretting too much, but if these copycats were good, then being able to triple them in this spot would be really nice. All right, we find an Oni Tyrant, and that's going to work really well with this Medusa as well as the friendly spirits. We do end up going for the triple on the friendly spirit. Level 4 treasures, we don't really want any of those. I think the treasures we have are just superior, so we go with that. And now we just I guess we just hope for the copycat attacks, and we hope the stats go onto each of the friendly spirits. Although we're pretty happy for the friendly spirit stats to go onto the wombats before it gets summoned even. We summon a very large Cupid, which manages to tangle with the Echo Wood and come out on top. All right, again another level 4 treasure. We've seen a lot of level 4 treasures, and like historically, I mean, just in general, hit level 4 treasures not great. So it's not really helping us a ton, but I considered moving the friendly spirits both behind the copycat, but just in case we could run into board space issues. But I think at 22 health, the copycat's probably still small enough that it should trade or die with whatever it attacks into, giving us the board space. And if the opponent gets to attack first, like we're hoping they attack into like the friendly spirit, or I guess the Medusa, and then that should clear up space for the second wombat token anyways. We just cast a Gigantify onto our friendly spirit on the back line. Just putting an extra 10 health, I mean that's like another 40 health getting thrown around, so that's definitely not nothing. Opponent has a Medusa, and yeah, we do end up having the board space. We pop out an egg, which manages to trade with a Yorm, so maybe best egg ever. And then yeah, we pop out a Lonely Prince, which isn't quite large enough to take out the Yorm, but the Yorm does trade with our frontline unit, and we get the win with our Oni Tyrant there at the end. So the stats we're throwing around it's just enough to trade with these level 6 boards. So we are getting there. We've managed to survive and hang on and claw our way up to the finals here against Phoenix Angel. Unfortunately, we don't find too much of use here. We just cast a Smite and hope that that's enough. It doesn't even quite take out their friendly spirit, unfortunately. Neither does our copycat, but we do get the board space. And it pops out a Vampire, which does get the Oni Tyrant stats when it attacks. So just a few more stats that we get to add there. But that's a very large golden Echo Wood in the back. We pop out a chicken. It does trade with the Echo Wood, but the Yorm is just a little bit too big. But as long as we took out the Echo Wood, which we did, we did manage to survive because we were at 8 and we take 7 there. If it's the Echo Wood that survives, we are dead. So pretty fortunate. But yeah, we're down to 1 life. We're both at the point where we're either tying or dead here, or one of us is going to die unless a tie somehow happens. But it's certainly do or die at this point. And yeah, I spent a little bit too long just like thinking about stuff and trying to figure out exactly what we need to find. I considered cutting this Lightning Dragon for another Medusa, but I think Lightning Dragon, like, I mean, just being able to attack first with the Copycat is so valuable that I don't know that we can necessarily do that. I think it just messes with our positioning too much, and our Echo, like our Lightning Dragon is still like reasonably. It's sort of relevant. I mean, I guess it doesn't trade with anything, so maybe it's not relevant. But I mean, being able to at least do something with it, as well as being able to attack with the Copycat first, matters. And yeah, we pop out the Cut Purse, which slays, and then we pop out, or then when Medusa ends up getting an attack, we pop out a Bossy. We get the sequence of events that happened here to lead to this victory. We pop out the boss of all bossies there, which manages to take out both Echo Wood and Yorm. So yeah, the stats from the friendly spirit went onto our frontline friendly spirit, fortunately, which also, and then the stats from our frontline friendly spirit managed to land onto the wombats, popping out that incredibly large bossy, which which yeah, just managed to outstat the Yorm and Echowood and take down the win. So yeah, I know that was a lot happened in a short frame of time. So sorry I wasn't able to keep up there. But yeah, that was I mean, these copycat games are always a lot of fun. The fact that we were able to claw back from 1 HP even after all that health, like we used every single bit of HP possible, and yeah, managed to get there with our I would call it a fun comp. I mean, the stats on the board, they don't look that great, but yeah, we need combat to go well for us in this comp, and we're fortunate that it did. And yeah, we just had enough stats to throw around to take down the opponent. Fortunately, the opponent wasn't like doing anything else super like high rolly either. Like they just had like a pretty basic comp. Like the Golden Echo, of course, was very large, but the rest, they weren't doing like perfect like slay treasure kind of things. So we're fortunate for that. And yeah. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that helps the algorithm. I would very, very much appreciate it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.